Are you ready to create a new truth? That's right, a new truth. You see, step 3 to financial freedom is all about shifting your relationship with money by replacing your old fears with new positive thoughts, a new truth. You see, all along I've stressed how our minds play a role over our money. If we have it, how much we have, how easily it comes to us, and so on. It is so important in this step that what you say, think, and do has to be one. It is not enough for you out there to say you want financial freedom, but do absolutely nothing about it. It is not enough to say and do something about having financial freedom, but think that financial freedom will never come your way. You have to say it, think it, and do it. And that's what we're going to do in this step. We're going to start to think it. You see, our mind is such a powerful force in our lives. In fact, there is a whole body of scientific research that has proven that what we think has a direct impact on our health. Did you know that if we think we are weak and sick, we can literally convince our bodies to become just that, weak and sick? Studies have revealed that healthy people who were mistakenly told that they had cancer actually developed it, as if their minds willed the disease upon their body. What are you doing that's willing deprivation of money, poverty consciousness into your life? What thoughts are you thinking that's keeping you from having everything that you are meant to have? That's what this step is all about. We are going to create a new truth. We are going to will money into your life. What maybe some of you are doing is that your fears are extremely persistent and they're extremely loud, and you're truly believing them as if they're real. And you end up unconsciously taking action based on these negative beliefs. Do you understand how you're doing that to yourself by your thoughts? You can end up being your own worst enemy. Let me give you an example of this. Let's say that you have a kind of endless audio loop in your head that is constantly telling you, you'll never make any real money in your life. Or maybe you will constantly be in debt. How many of you say that to yourselves all the time? A lot of you. Isn't that true? Do you think that you will earn a sizable salary or get out of debt with your mind working against you like this? The wealthiest people in the world are always saying that what brought them their fortunes wasn't a lucky break, but positive belief in themselves and an unwavering commitment to reach their goals. The bottom line with your money is just like life itself. There are going to be bumps on your road to financial freedom. It's inevitable. It can't help from happening. But you'll never be able to brush yourself off when you stumble and maintain your forward-moving stride unless you feel an innate sense of confidence and conviction that you can achieve financial abundance. You can and you will. So this is what the step is all about. The promise of the step is embedded in the title. Get what you really want. Isn't that what you want for yourselves? Don't you want to get what you really want? That secret, the secret to doing so, is contained in this step right here. Many of you are familiar with positive thinking. I know you are. The granddaddy of positive thinking was Norman Vincent Peale, and he so brilliantly, decades ago, said, "Change your thoughts and you change your world." I'm sure you've heard the slogan, "If you believe it, you can achieve it." Well, you know what? It's true. That slogan is true. Retraining your mind to believe you can achieve your financial goals will bring you that much closer to realizing them. And that is why this third step is so essential if you are serious about your financial future. Let's return to our seminar where we will explore these concepts further. So, what I want to do now is I want to go on to the next step. Because it's not enough to simply know your money memories and have connected them to your fears. That's not enough. So great. Now what am I going to do? Oh, great. I know that that's why I do this. So what? We have to replace those fears, those memories, with a new truth. with something that every time we get afraid, Diane, and you don't want to open up your bank statement, you can say something to yourself that gives you the power to do so. Make sense? Every time, Jeanette, that you feel that you can't have something, or you feel guilty or whatever, that you have a new truth to say, I deserve this. Bob, a new truth that tells you that you truly are more than your money and you don't have to be afraid. So a new financial mantra, so to speak. Because I want to now start shifting your money consciousness. I want you to create a new truth. Hi again. I want to step out of the seminar for a moment to say something directly to you. You're about to hear how years ago my new truths catapulted me from being a minimum wage waitress to making millions of dollars. As you listen to my dramatic personal story, I would like you to start thinking about what positive statements or new truths you need to create to replace your fear and negativity. Just let your ideas percolate while I fill you in on what worked for me. So, to give you an idea, 1979, I'm a waitress at the Buttercup Bakery and have been for 5 years. I truly thought that I was going to spend the rest of my life being a waitress at the Buttercup Bakery, making $400 a month. Had a great time. It was more than enough money back then. This is 1979. And through a fluke set of circumstances, again, that I'll tell you later on about, I end up as a stockbroker at Merrill Lynch. So here we are in 1980, and I've gone from being a waitress to a stockbroker. And if you think I wasn't afraid, you are wrong. Of course I was afraid. I didn't belong there. Because my greatest fear was I wasn't good enough. Now, everybody else was good enough, but not me. My mom told me so when I was 8 years old, remember? Don't tell your friends, Susie, that you don't have money because they won't like you. So I didn't think I belonged, and I definitely didn't think I belonged with all these male stockbrokers in the Oakland office of Merrill Lynch. In fact, it was 1980 in April, and I was one of their first women stockbrokers they had ever hired. So every day I would get into my 1967 Volvo station wagon. Remember, this is 1980, that I was so proud to have this car, and I would go to Taco Bell. And that's where I would eat my lunch because that's where I thought I belonged. I thought the rest of it, I was just being a fraud. So I decided there was only one way I was going to get through this experience, and that was to create a new truth. And the new truth I created was this. I am young, powerful, and successful, producing at least $10,000 a month. Now, I was young. I was about 30. Was I powerful? Was I successful? Wrong. Did I think I could make $10,000 a month? Well, I got news for you. Some years that was probably more than my father made in an entire year. So who the heck did I think I was that I could make $10,000 a month? But I wrote this truth every single day, 25 times a day. I would take this truth and I would sing it and I would scream it. I would repeat it silently. I said it over and over and over again. And I have to tell you, a few months after that, that truth became true. I started to feel powerful. I started to feel successful. And I got news. I was making at least $10,000 a month. And it was so exciting because I'll never forget bringing home that first $10,000 paycheck. And I took a copy of it and I sent it to my mom. And she thought I made it up, because she couldn't believe it. It was like, this is impossible. It can't be true, Susie. Nobody makes money like this. But her daughter was starting to make money like this. Now notice what happened there. My mother told me nobody makes money like this. I could have chosen to believe her truth, but instead I chose to believe mine and continue to repeat mine. My truth has worked for me. My clients' truths have worked for them. Now your truths are going to start to work for you. I want each and every one of you to replace your fears with new truths. So here are the directions to create a truth. I want you to think about what your greatest fear was, what you voiced to me in this room, or what you wrote down on your own piece of paper. And I want you to create a truth that is directly opposite of that fear. If your fear is, I will never have enough, then your new truth is, I'll have more than I'll ever need. I want your truth to be succinct enough that you can say it in one sentence, that you can remember it. I want it to be unlimited. Remember how in my truth I said that I'm making at least $10,000 a month? Hey, if more than $10,000 a month was to come my way, why limit myself? And I'm very happy to this day I didn't limit myself. And I want your truth to be present tense. I don't want you to say, one day I'm going to be making at least $10,000 a month, because who knows when that one day will be. I want it to be present tense. I am young, powerful, and successful. I want it to be unlimiting, producing at least $10,000 a month. And I want it to be short like that so you can say it. Now I want you to go to the chapter in your Financial Freedom Guidebook entitled, Get What You Really Want. And I want you to go to the section called Creating a New Truth. Please stop the tape and take all the time you need to read this material and write down your new truth. I want you to be honest with me, and more importantly, honest with yourself. Please don't neglect doing these exercises. They are designed to get you where you want to go, where you deserve to go. So don't cheat yourself out of that experience. How was that? Was it difficult for you or was it easy? Have you written down your new truth? Have you done that? Now, you might want to tweak it once or twice after you've heard the positive statements created by others. And remember, when your old fear rears up its ugly head, don't let it intimidate you. You can put it in its place. Use your new truth to counter your negativity. Say your new truth over and over again until your fear goes away. Soon, after you keep repeating your truth over and over again, your old fear will lose its power. It will lose its power to sway you, to keep you from succeeding and getting what you really want. Okay now, so join me back in the workshop to hear how your fellow seminar participants did with their new truths. What we're going to do is we're going to hear everybody's truth, and we're going to help each other make sure that we've created a truth that fits what you really need. Because if the only thing that you take away from this program today is a new truth that you can use that's powerful, I can't tell you how your life will change. So we have to make sure that each and every one of you has done it. And we're going to vote if we all believe each other's truth. Do you want me to start with you, Bob? Yeah?
Start with me.
All right. What is your new truth, Bob?
I have an independent source of income, but it feels like a lie.
Honey, you are not allowed to put yourself down again at all. I have an independent source of income. What do we think about Bob's truth? Any comment on it? Is that a good truth? What does that mean? He has an independent source of income. Means independently, money is coming to you. Will it be enough? What if that source of income was $3 a month? Do you want more than that in your life? Pardon me?
Yes, I want more.
All right, so then let's make it more. So you can have an independent source of income. However, how much do you want it to be?
Well, I would think that it would grow. It would change.
So I have an independent, now, when you say you have an independent source of income, does that mean that money's
something I don't have to go and earn it every day?
All right, so you want somebody to give you that money?
Well, I don't know. It's like, you know, there's a pile of money in the stock market and it's throwing out dividends. Or
So
an apartment house or a store.
So rather than the word independent, what if it was I had an unlimited source of income that totally met my financial needs.
That would be nice.
Write that down. I have an unlimited source of income that more than meets my financial needs.
Would you like to hear me say that?
I'm going to make you say it many times till I think that you own it and that you believe it. Do we like that truth for Bob? Do you understand how just a little tweaking of something can make you powerful? All right, Bob, let me hear you say it. Let everybody in this room in the world hear you say it.
I have an unlimited source of income that more than meets my needs.
Can you stand up and say it?
I have an unlimited source of income that more than meets my needs.
Do you believe him? You think he believes that? No. Scream it.
I have an unlimited source of income that more than meets my needs.
You believed him better that time? Does anybody not believe him? You don't believe him. You have to convince everybody in this room.
You have to convince me.
Say it again.
I have an unlimited source of income, and it more than meets my needs.
Better? Can I ask you to do me one very strange thing? Will you stand on top of your chair and say it? I want you to feel like you are on top of this world. Good.
Are you ready? I have an unlimited source of income, and it more than meets my needs.
I believe that. Thank you. Thank you. Good. I want you to say it. I want you to scream it. I want you to write it. Because it's very important, Bob, that every ounce of your being starts to incorporate this. Because as soon as you leave here, as things happen, you're going to be somewhere and somebody's going to try to put you down. Or somebody's going to bring their fears to you and you're going to go, well, that's right, I'm never going to be okay. And as soon as that happens, I need you to say, wrong. I have an unlimited source of income that more than meets my needs. You can't scare me anymore. And just keep saying it and saying it until all of a sudden the fear is gone and it starts to truly change your financial molecular structure. It does. Because if I can go from being a waitress at $400 a month at the Buttercup Bakery to making literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day, so can you, Bob. Right? So can you. Yvonne.
I have enough money to fulfill my dreams.
What do we think? Right? Do we believe her? Do you believe you? Your truth is fine. Mm-hmm. I have more than enough money to fulfill my dreams. That's a great truth. Because that's something that totally, counteracts your fear. But I need you to say it with power. Scream it at me.
I have enough money to fulfill my dreams.
I believe that. Right? Can you sing it?
Sing?
Because when you said it, it was like with a little anger in it.
Okay. I'm really bad singer.
That's all right.
Okay. I have enough money to fulfill my dreams.
Thank you. Right. We know we've hit the truths when people spontaneously clap. Didn't you find that in both situations now, between Bob and Yvonne, that was not a planned thing that we went, great, and we clapped. But in both circumstances, you all clapped at the same time because the truth was spoken. And when the truth is spoken and it comes from that place, it literally propels others to react in a certain way. You all clapped. And in the same way they're clapping for you, when you start to repeat your truths, you're going to start to clap for yourselves. Jeanette.
Okay. I can create a secure financial future, and I deserve it.
All right? We like that. I can, or has she? We know you can. Have you?
I'm on my way, I think.
Right. So the question is that I would change that truth not to be I can create a secure financial future. is that I have created. She's already done so. Make it sure, because if you can, great, when? I know you can, but have you? So if your truth can be, I have created a secure financial future, and I deserve it. That's a truth. Can I hear you say it?
Okay. I have created a secure financial future, and I deserve it.
Do we believe her? Say it again.
I have created a secure financial future, and I deserve it.
Can you stand up and say it for me?
I have created a secure financial future, and I deserve it.
Can you say it to me from your belly? With your hands out of your pocket
Okay.
and not behind your back.
Okay.
Tell the world that you deserve it.
I have created a secure financial future, and I deserve it.
Great, thank you. Do you believe that, Jeanette?
Yes.
All right.
I'm
And
going to stand up right now. I have more than enough money to retire.
well, there you go. When we hear an applause, we know that you've hit it. All right.
I have more money than I will ever need, and I deserve to spend some of it on myself.
Can you say it one more time for me, Cindy?
I have more money than I will ever need, and I deserve to spend some of it on myself.
So we know that you deserve to spend some of it on yourself, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you will. So what if you said, I have more money than I'll ever need, and I am spending it on myself? What if you were able to say that? Would that make you feel powerful?
I think so. And what did you say? What was the second
I have more
part?
money than I'll ever need, and I am spending it
Okay.
on myself. You might want to use the word respectfully,
Oh.
because you never know. We can go a little haywire, Cindy.
Oh.
Headlines in the Marin County paper. Woman goes out and buys everything she sees.
I don't think that would
The
ever
economy
happen
has
with me.
gone up here. I'll do to a woman by the name of Cindy.
I have more money than I will ever need, and I am spending it respectfully on myself.
Right. Do we like that? But I didn't hear an applause, so you're going to have to stand up and scream it at me.
I have more money than I will ever need, and I am spending it respectfully on myself.
All right. Janine, I can't wait to hear yours.
It's the same as hers.
Good.
I have more money than I will ever need, and I will spend it on myself. I don't know if it will be respectfully, but I will spend it.
Do you have problems today spending money on yourself?
Yeah.
A lot.
I am the queen of cheap, as she will tell you.
Right. So you have more money than you'll ever need, and you'll spend it on yourself.
Yes.
Sing it for me.
No, I will not sing.
All right. That's fine.
You don't want me to sing.
Actually, I really do.
No.
But will you scream it for me? Scream at me.
I will have more money than I will ever need, and I will try and spend it on myself.
Now,
Okay.
here is the perfect example of what just happened.
Okay.
Right? It is easy to hear somebody say a truth, and they mean it for the first time they just said it. She believed it the first time she said it. Then when I asked her to repeat it again, she couldn't say it. She herself had to add the word, I'll try. That's why it is so essential that you write these words down, that you commit them to paper. Your natural tendency is going to be to undo them, to undo their power, to undo the work that we've done so far. Because there's a part of us from all things happening in our lives that wants to keep you to be less than. Because if you're less than, Janine, people are more. So people have a vested interest in keeping you less than. And unless Janine herself wants to make herself more, she may always be less than. So, tell me your truth.
I have more money than I will ever need, and I will spend it on myself.
What I want you to do is I want you to physically move in to your own house, meaning your own body. Just for a second here, I'm going to digress in that Janine's memory was that her parents bought a house that they couldn't afford, and they moved into it. And even though she liked the house, she couldn't really take ownership of it because on some level it caused pain, this big house. Your body now has become your own temple, and you need to move into your own house. And you need to furnish it with things that make it feel comfortable to reside within it. And you need to know that it needs to be furnished for you to function correctly. And not to be ashamed to furnish your own house. The reason why, Janine, you're afraid to spend money on yourself is because of your money memories.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
So it's, you get that, you're going to do this, you'll have more money than you'll ever need. And your last thing is, I'm going to spend it on myself. You know what? I think for you, it's not even about spending it on yourself, even though I know you're cheap.
Frugal.
Frugal, I'm so sorry. I kind of cut to the chase, don't I? Like, my mama didn't teach me well that way. Is that on some level I think you don't think you deserve it. Mm-hmm. So can you say for me, I have more money than I'll ever need and I deserve every penny of it?
I have more money than I will ever need, and I deserve every penny of it.
We like that better. All right. I'd like you to write that one down. These truths, you'll try them on. As time goes, you'll change them as you change. Don't be afraid to change them for the good, but don't limit either. Because once you know you deserve it, Janine, you'll spend it on yourself. Susan.
Hi. I'm putting the maximum amount of my salary into my 401k each month.
And why do you want to do that?
I want to save so I don't have to work anymore.
All right, so wouldn't a grander truth be, because why do you want to spend the rest of your life putting the maximum amount of your money in your 401k? You want the fruits of those actions. You want there to be enough money so that you can retire comfortably. Isn't that what you really want? Now, in order to get there, you're going to have to put the maximum amount of money in your 401k. That's true. But you want a bigger goal than that. You want to retire financially secure shortly, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So within how long do you want to retire?
I'd like to do it today.
All right. Right? So, part of this truth, again, isn't about being realistic. It's not about saying, all right, this has to happen today, because I've said it today, it has to happen. I would like to see your truth be, I have retired, and I am financially secure and thrilled to have done so. It's already done now. I know that's hard for you, because she, right now in her head, is saying, but I can't retire today. I don't have the money to do so. I need to do the blocks to do whatever. Remember, I was not powerful, I was not successful, and I was not producing at least $10,000 a month when I made that truth. All those three things were so far from my reality, I can't even begin to tell you. If you really want to retire financially happy, you've got to say it as if it's already happened. Are you willing to go there with me?
So I will retire and be financially secure.
You not will retire. I have.
Oh, I
retired.
am. I'm there.
Because you're there,
Okay,
girlfriend.
okay.
You want out today, don't
Okay.
you?
I'm
That's
retired
true.
and I'm financially secure.
That's right. Now say it
For
like
the
you
rest of
believe.
my life?
Yes, for the rest of your life.
Okay.
That's right. Say it.
I'm retired and I'm financially secure for the rest of my life.
Now say it like you really mean it.
I'm retired and I'm financially secure for the rest of my life.
So, Susan, what do you do?
No.
No. What do you do, Susan?
I'm financially secure and I'm retired.
That's right. Now, that's her truth. That's your truth, what you should write down. I'm financially secure and I'm retired. Do you see how that just naturally came out of her? I'm financially secure and I'm retired. And you will be. You will be. Because that's what you want. So why can't you have what you want? There is not one reason you can't have it. Terry.
I'm doing a job that I find emotionally fulfilling, and I still have plenty of money for everything I'll need.
We like that? Yeah. Do you believe it?
I will believe it.
All right, but say it to me like this is your one chance
Okay.
You have one chance. The powers that be that can make that truth come true are listening to you at this very moment. You have one chance to tell them that because they're going on to the next person.
Okay.
What do you want to tell them?
My life is emotionally fulfilling and I still have more money than I'll ever need.
Can you write that down?
Sure.
Now will you stand up and scream it at me?
Okay. My life is emotionally fulfilling and I still have more money than I'll ever need.
I believe that. Mm-hmm. Now, did you hear the difference of where that came from? Mm-hmm. When you said that, it came from here. This is your power center. Have you ever noticed when things start to not go right, where do you start to feel queasy? In your stomach. Do you not naturally say, oh God, I'm sick to my stomach? Your power center is here. When you're talking from a place of power, this is where it will resonate for you. For those of you at home, I'm pointing to my belly button. Right around your stomach area, your abdomen, because that's where that resonates from. So you can feel it when you're coming from there versus when you're coming from fear. And if you're coming from fear, stop for a second, stand up, which is why I'm asking you to stand up. So for those of you at home, you might want to stand up and try this. When you stand up, this part of your body, the belly button, isn't squished over. It's up and it's open, which is why when you stand up, there's a different feeling when you do it than when you're protecting yourself. Miss Jennifer, your new truth. She's standing up on her own.
I make plenty of money and I manage it well.
I believe that.
Do
I
you?
believe that.
I do.
Right? I make plenty of money. How much is plenty?
Over 100,000 a year.
All right, good. So you can think that way.
Sure.
Great. I like that. Sheila.
I have more than enough income to live each year as I wish.
Do we believe it? I don't think so. Do we like it? Not specific enough for Linda.
Not
right?
specific enough?
Specific enough. So let me hear it again.
I have more than enough income to live each year as I wish.
I have more than enough income to live each year as I wish. What if it wasn't income? Is income something that you generate? So would
It's
it be
just money that's coming into me and I know it's there.
All right, so don't you love also, have you ever looked at the word income, that if you switched it around, it's come in? Dyslexics have a great time. Right? But it's income is really about money coming in to you. What if your truth simply was that you have more than you'll ever need? Just out of curiosity. What if it were that versus this?
That I have more
Than I'll ever need. And let me tell you why. Your fear, or at least your money memory, was that you didn't get as much as others. Others got more, and you didn't even know that others had more until they all told you. And I just want to make sure, Sheila, that you aren't settling in your life. That you have more than you'll ever need, that you'll actually expand out there for your money and for things and not just settle. So say to me once again your truth that you had.
What I had written down? I have more than enough income to live each year as I wish.
As you wish. My fear is that you don't wish high enough for yourself. Is that a possible fear that I have?
Perhaps.
Perhaps. You see, part of financial freedom is also willing to dream big. That's why when I said to Jennifer, how much is enough, and she said 100,000 a year, great. She knows, or more. But she already has a starting point of 6 figures. I'm sure there are many people that I could ask that to, and they couldn't even imagine to muster more than 25,000 a year. I mean, for them to think like 100,000, they couldn't do it. And I just want to know that you yourself, Sheila, are dreaming as large for you as the universe has dreamt for you. Does your truth dream as large for you? Do you wish enough for yourself?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Then just scream this truth for me once more and I'll leave you alone.
I have more than enough income to live each year as I wish.
All right. Pamela,
I am managing all aspects of my life successfully.
do we like that? All right. Do you like it?
Oh, I like it if I could do it.
All right.
There's
So
two
you're
things going
managing
on here.
all aspects of your life successfully. Tell it to me once again, Pamela.
I am managing all aspects of my life successfully.
What does that mean?
That means that I'm managing my money successfully, I'm managing my job, I'm managing my relationships,
And what does successfully mean?
that I'm happy.
Could you be happy in poverty?
No, I've been there. No, I don't want that. No, been there, done that.
Can you give me, so successfully to you definitely means financially abundant.
Yes.
All right, because there are people who feel incredibly successful and they don't have a penny to their name. And actually, I envy them on some
Yes,
level.
I will. No,
Right,
I'm not one of those.
Not one of those. All right, so
I'm
let
not
me...
Mother Teresa.
All right, let me hear it one more time.
I'm managing... now I was going to change it.
All right, to what were you going to change
Money.
it to? Good.
I'm managing money successfully.
Well, I kind of like, what do you think, guys? What if all of a sudden she switched to, I'm managing money successfully? Remember, this is the woman who doesn't open up her bank statements. This is the woman whose, father said to her, live for today. What if you simply said, I am managing my money successfully? Because that's really what you want, isn't it?
Yes, yes. That
Because the
is.
rest, I have a feeling you already have.
Yes, actually, that's true, too.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
All right, so let me hear you say that.
I'm managing my money successfully.
I believe that. All right? I do believe that. Do you see why it's important not to just settle? How we're so anxious to settle in ourselves and others. It's like, okay, we've been doing this, let's get on. It's like, it's important that you stay with it for yourselves and each other, because what your success is directly proportional to the amount of energy that you put in something. Remember that. Linda.
I am being taken care of and live in financial abundance.
So you want somebody else to take care of you?
No.
What does that mean?
It's more like the universe is making sure that everything comes to me that I need.
So what if you just said, I live in total financial abundance and harmony?
That's,
Yeah?
I live in total financial abundance and harmony.
Yes. Write that down for me. Do you like that one? That's a good one, because you can just say it. All right, let me hear it.
I live in total financial abundance and harmony.
I don't believe you.
I live in total financial abundance and harmony.
Again.
I live in total financial abundance and harmony.
What do you do?
I live in total financial abundance and harmony.
You betcha you do. Margaret.
I need your help pruning.
That's fine, I'll help.
I am creative, generative, and effective. My income will increase, and I can make a lively, rich life for myself until I die.
All right, now, I want you to look at what Margaret did. Does anybody have a comment on her truth? Will. She said will. And what else did she do there?
Yeah.
Right.
There's
A lot to it.
It needs pruning.
Right.
I tried pruning it, but I want to include the making more money, and I want the creative, generative energy part.
Now, the reason that she wants the creative energy part, generative part, is that there's something wrong with just making money unless you could be creative and generative with it. So she added words, which is what I was looking for, the answer here, is she added those words, I'm doing this and da-da-da-da, and something. Those words aren't necessary. You have to have enough faith in yourself that when we make money, that money comes to you, that you'll be a good steward of it. It didn't come to you because you're this evil person.
You got it.
Right?
Guilt.
It's, so don't be guilty about asking for money. Don't feel that you have to give it away or do something altruistic, so therefore it comes to you. You deserve money. You'll be a good steward of it. You'll be fine with it. For whatever reason it wants to come to you, let it come to you, and don't put conditions on it. No one came to play with Margaret was her money memory. No one came to play with you. Margaret, I am asking you to let money come and play with you simply because you're Margaret. For no other reason. Not because you're fun, not because you're creative, not because you're a good writer or you're artistic or a good soul, simply because you're Margaret. Can you do that? Can you try?
I can try.
All right, now let me hear the ending part of your truth.
I can make a lively, rich life for myself until I die.
All right, so basically what you're asking for is that you are financially independent, that you want money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, what was yours, Linda?
I live in total financial abundance and harmony.
That's what you're asking for.
Yes.
So take that. We can share truths. It's not like just because Linda has it, we can't have that. Right? So at home, if you're doing this with a friend, and they create a truth that you really love and that resonates with you, steal it from them. You can use it, because it will help you. Let me hear you say that, Margaret.
I live in total financial abundance.
That's all she wants to say. Good. All right, let me hear it again.
I live in total financial abundance.
Stand up, please.
I live in total financial abundance.
On your chair.
I was afraid. I live in total financial abundance.
I believe that. Yeah. Yeah. Good, Margaret. All right. And
I borrowed.
You borrowed.
From
Good.
Other people's. I think that my fear has been that I haven't needed to be afraid. That way I haven't been as financially responsible, and I haven't kind of taken charge of my own financial existence.
Yes.
So I think I am managing my money successfully, and I have created a secure financial future.
I like that for you.
That's for me.
I like that a lot for you, Anne. So let me hear you say it.
I am managing money successfully, and I have created a secure financial future.
I can't hear you.
I am managing money successfully, and I have created a secure financial future.
I still can't hear you.
I am managing money successfully, and I have created a secure financial future.
I think you have. Right? And you can tell the whole world about it. Because remember, one of Anne's memories was that she shouldn't tell anybody about the money that she has. So you make sure that you tell everybody, Anne, that truth. You tell them, and you be proud of it. You be proud of your money. You know, we're all so proud of the things money can buy us, aren't we? We get a new car, we're proud to drive around in it. We get new shoes, and until we scuff them up, we're kind of proud to click our little heels and walk. But we're not proud of the actual thing itself. We should be very, very proud of it. It's residing within you, within your accounts. Be proud of it.
I did the same thing that Mark did, but it was in a Cadillac. And years ago in Maine, people didn't have Mercedes. And I would ride with my grandmother, who had probably the only Cadillac in the town, and I would lie on the floor in the back seat. And I'd get to a certain place where I knew that some friends would be or some people, and she'd say, "Anne, what are you doing on the floor? Come up, Anne." And I'd hide every time. It was very embarrassing.
Right. So ride high with your finances now, Anne. Tell people. Miss Linda.
Ooh, that's kind of touching.
I generate more money than I will ever need and enjoy peace and abundance in all areas of my life.
So what if it just was the very first part of that? I generate more money than I'll ever need. See, what Linda's fear is, on some level, that if she generates a lot of money, she's not going to have peace. That somehow that money will take away that peace. You'll have more peace and what else?
Peace and abundance in all areas of my life.
In all areas, because you're afraid that if you have money, that this other thing won't quite happen.
I'm afraid I'll have to sacrifice a lot of other things to generate that money, and it wouldn't be worth it to me. I'd rather have less money.
Where did we get this idea? Where does this idea come from that we have to sacrifice something to have something? Where did we get this idea that we have to sacrifice money because it means less to us so we can have these things that we think are important to us? When in reality, it's the money that keeps us from enjoying these things that we think are important to us. If you really look at it deeply, there's a subtext here. I love you, honey. I'm sure these two love each other. I'm sure you love your husband, Patricia. However, the subtext is money. The subtext here of what's going on some level is money, how they feel about themselves and money. So where did we get this thing that these other things will make us happy and we'll sacrifice money for it? Do you understand that you can have it all? And in fact, the more money you have, if you know how to treat it respectfully and understand it for what it really is, not for what it makes you, but for what you make it. Remember, just because you have a lot of money doesn't make you great. It's when you're great that you can create what you want with your money. Do you see what I'm saying? Once you define your money, Linda, then you don't have to be afraid about having these other things, because you bring your whole self to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let money limit you. Can you all see how you do that on some level? If you were to have it, you're going to have to give up something else. I'm telling you, you can have it all if you're willing to open up your hands. So let me just hear the first part of your truth.
I generate more money than I will ever need.
Period. Why not do that? If you can do that, if you can generate more money than you'll ever need, you can do everything else as well. Don't let one limit the other. All right, let me hear you say it.
I generate more money than I'll ever need.
I bet you do. Diane.
I have more money than I'll ever need after I pay all my bills.
Diane, it's a fine truth if you just say, I have more money than I'll ever need. Forget about your bills. If you have more money than you'll ever need, your bills have already been taken care of. Just believe that. All right? So remember, this isn't a systematic thing of, I have to do this, then I can get that. This is who you want to be. I wanted to be powerful and successful. I wanted that. I am that. You can feel that. Each and every one of you can feel my power. Each and every one of you can feel my success. I know you can, because I am that. Trust me, 20 years ago, I was not. I was not. So let me hear the first part of you.
I have more money than I'll ever need.
Do we believe her? No, not yet. Can you stand up for me and try that? We'll open up that place in the stomach.
I have more money than I'll ever need.
With your hands open.
I have more money than I'll ever need.
I believe that. Thank you, Diane. Miss Ellen.
I'm powerful, successful, and capable of providing a secure future for myself.
I believe that. Do you believe that?
Yes.
I do believe that, and I know you believe that. All right, Miss Patricia.
I'm living my life with abundance and prosperity with no limitations, and secure in knowing I'll have more income than I'll ever need.
So it's a little too long, so we need to shorten it. You've changed it. So
then I'd say I'm living my life with no limitations. My income is more than I'll ever need.
So I think what you should say there is, we know you're living your life.
Okay.
Right? So you have no limitations. You want to have no limitations, period. Whether you're living your life or not, you want to have no limitations, and you have more money than you'll ever need. Is that what you want?
Yes.
Write that for me. All right, girlfriend, you tell your husband right now, right here and now, what your truth is.
I have no limitations, and I have more money than I'll ever need.
No, that's right. I'm just wondering if you were saying that to your husband, how he would respond.
Oh,
that's where
he'd
I
say
wa-
great.
You'd say,
He'd
good,
be
honey.
happy.
You keep go fantasizing that way.
No, he thinks I will. I mean,
Do you think you will?
yeah.
So you have no limitations and you have more money than you'll ever need?
Yes.
Do you?
I have no limitations, and I have more money than I'll ever need.
All right. Wendy.
I'm a valuable and powerful contributor.
All right. And that's what was your fear?
Well, my fear was that I wasn't ever going to make as much money as my husband, so I'd always feel like the men make more than the
I
women.
see. So that's fine. That's a fine truth for you. Let me hear it one more time.
I am a valuable and powerful contributor.
That's a fabulous truth for you, Wendy. And I believe that. Beth.
Mine's a little long, I think, but I'm real, special, and powerful. I'm not afraid of my money, and I'm worth it.
What if we said to you, I am courageous, I am fearless, and financially independent? Because that's what you're saying, isn't it? Because your mom used credit cards, your dad would tell you money didn't grow on trees, you had no cash ever around. Yeah, you want to be courageous, you want to be fearless, and you want to be financially independent.
I just don't want to be afraid of my money. I have money, and I want to deal with it.
So what if you were
properly.
fearless? Or
Yeah.
would
I am
that do it?
fearless. Mm-hmm.
You are fearless. So you're not worried about being financially independent?
I'm not.
So
I'm confident about my money. I'm confident that I can earn it. I'm not worried about not having money.
So you just want to be fearless and courageous. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I am fearless and courageous in every aspect of my life.
I am fearless and courageous in every aspect of my life.
That's what your new truth should be. Do we agree with that? Because that's what she wants. And if that's what you want, that's what you should have. Let me hear
I
it.
am fearless and courageous in every aspect of my life.
Stand up for me.
I am fearless and courageous in every aspect of my life.
Now, do you see how your voice drops at the end? Right? So what I would love to hear, I am fearless and courageous in every aspect of my life.
I am fearless and courageous in every aspect of my life.
Thank you. Mark.
I am financially honest, powerful, and generous to myself and others.
I like that. I like that, Mark. And you know what? I actually like it in your softness as well. Can you say it one more time?
I am financially honest, powerful, and generous to myself and others.
He doesn't quite believe it yet, but he will. He's a gentle soul, Mark. So one has to be gentle with a gentle soul. Barbara.
I am healthy, happy, and have more money than I will ever need.
I like that. But say it without bitterness to it.
Whoa. I am healthy, happy, and will have more money than I will ever need.
All right. We might come back to you, too. I like picking on them. Don't ask me why. Right? For those of you at home, they're so cute, just so you know. Claudia.
I always have a lot more money than I ever need.
Yes. But say, yeah, and you said it happily. Right? I'll believe that.
I do.
You do. I know. I can see that. And Pat.
I have more money than I will ever need.
Yes, I believe you want that. Do you believe what you just said to me?
Yes, I guess. Not really.
Not really. Stand up and scream it to me.
I have more money than I will ever need.
Will you have ice cream too?
Yes.
Can you put, I will have more money and ice cream than I will ever need?
Yes.
This ice cream is bothering me with this woman. Go on.
I will have more money and ice cream than I will ever need.
All right, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to keep repeating that truth. And one day, very naturally, you're going to see the words ice cream fall out of that sentence. And all of a sudden, you're going to be saying to yourself, I have more money than I'll ever need. And you'll go, oh my God, the ice cream word is gone. When that happens, you're going to know that there was a true change within you. And it may happen very quickly after you give all those children ice cream that we did in the last step, but it'll be a great test for you to see. All right, and Rebecca.
I have no limitations, and I have more money than I will ever want.
Oh, that's a great one. I will have more money than I'll ever want. Can you want enough for yourself? Do you want all? Or is what you want for yourself limiting?
It's a good question. It might be.
All right, so I want you to think about that for a second, and I'm going to move on to Fran, and then I'm going to come back to you, because I want you yourself to contemplate that, because that will be a big breakthrough for you if you can answer it. Fran.
My work is meaningful and rewarding, and I have the good health and financial means to live well throughout retirement.
All right, so once again, we have a situation here where all these other things were attached to money. Let me hear them again for a second.
My work is meaningful and rewarding.
Yes.
And I have the good health and money to live well throughout retirement.
How can we shorten that for you so it can just be a little bit more?
Well, the meaningful and rewarding work is more important, in fact, than the money. Because, I mean, I could trade off and get the money, but I'm not willing to do that.
So can you say that more money flows to me than I'll ever need from doing that which I love?
Okay.
Could you say that? Because you see how you could just say that in one sentence? More money flows to me than I'll ever need from doing that which I love. Because that's what you want, isn't it? You want to do something that you love that brings more money than you'll ever need.
Yeah, as long as it brings enough money that I don't have to worry about the future.
But if you have more money than you'll ever need, it's today, it's the future, it's always. Because otherwise you're just asking enough for in retirement. And I want you to have it right now.
Well, I don't feel like I'm wanting now. My fear was that that the future is going to be a problem, not the present. So I'm trying to tie it to the fear.
Of that.
Of that. So I could say my work is meaningful and rewarding financially and spiritually, or something like that, or
right. More money is flowing to me than I ever need from something that I love. By doing what I love, I am producing more money than I'll ever need.
Okay.
Is that true?
By doing something I'm passionate about, I'm bringing in more money than I'll ever need.
All right. So if you were to love that, wouldn't you be passionate about it? Can you all see in your own ways, right? What's happening here is that I'm not picking on you, Fran, but it's that I'm trying to get Fran to go to one larger step. But yet Fran keeps limiting herself on some level, that it's got to be something she loves, it's got to be this, it's got to be right now, or it's the future, now doesn't matter. Do you see how we do that in a very unconscious way? You know, and I'm asking you to go there with me. Fran's memory was that her money was in this piggy bank. And she may very well still have that same piggy bank to this day. I want you to crack open that baby. I want that money to flow out of it into you, into everything. I want the money from the universe. The universal piggy bank, I want to crack open and flow into you. And it can if you open just a little bit more for me. Because, you know, I've noticed when people have piggy banks and they save, it's great that they've saved it, but that money's not working for them. It's not really doing anything. It's actually growing quite stale, deflating in there and becoming worthless. You know, so I want you to crack open everything, including your perception of what can be true for you. If you're just willing to go there. I'm going to let you sit with that, because sometimes you have to sit with that. Rebecca, is more than you ever want enough?
No, I think it's a good point. I'm not sure I want enough.
All right. She was the one who was taking 50 cents and putting it into her mother's wallet. Think about that. Maybe the first person that I've ever met, seriously, who was putting money into her mother's wallet rather than taking it out. Is it possible that Rebecca is still taking care of others today, even over her own wants? Might be, might be. And I think it is, because Fran just gave her a look, And Rebecca just hit her on the arm saying, don't let my secrets out, not here, not now. So let me hear your truth.
I have no limitations, and I have more money than I will ever
need, Rebecca.
Need.
That's right. See, each and every one of us will establish what we need, what we want, what we need, what we deserve to have. You deserve to have it all. Okay? Can you say it one more time for me?
I have no limitations, and I have more money than I will ever need.
Good. And Fran, what is your truth?
I'm still contemplating. More money will flow than I ever need from the work which I find. I
Do you
forgot the word.
see how now you're even stumbling on
I
your
am.
own words, which is fabulous. When you stumble on your words, you're stumbling on concepts that don't quite make sense to you anymore. And I want that concept not to quite make sense for you anymore. So a simple truth for you would be, money flows my way from doing that which I love. And it's really that simple for you, Fran. Money flows my way from doing that which I love. Can you relate to that one? Good. Can I hear you say it once?
Money flows my way from doing that which I love.
Was there pain in what you just said? Do you feel that you don't deserve to do what you love?
No, I think I deserve to do what I love. The part that I'm not convinced about, that the money's going to flow from what I love to do.
I do what I love. I never ever thought that what I would do would bring this kind of recognition and money. I never really did. Why would it want to come to me and not to you? There's no reason in the world, Fran. Not one, except I believe it and you don't. But you can and you will if you give it a little time. And I just want to say this, that you can get all the financial advice that you want in the world, and none of that advice will do you any good unless you can follow the advice. It's like getting a cookbook that has all these recipes, and you never go out, and you never buy the food, you never prepare it. It's like an empty book. How many of you have been to financial advisors? How many of you have known things that you should do, but yet you don't? You don't open statements. You don't do what you're supposed to. I'm telling you that what I've learned is until you can remove the financial blocks, connect the memories with the fears, and then create a new truth, you are paralyzed from taking action, which we're about to get into. So the 9 steps to financial freedom isn't all about going to a mountaintop and going, I want some more money. It's going to be okay. No. The next 3 steps are totally financially oriented. And they're the things that you need to know about money. But these next 3 steps wouldn't do you any good unless you could follow them. So the first 3 steps of this process is essential for you being able to do the next ones. So when you're about to go do a trust or a will and your fear comes up, no, I can't do that. I don't need to do that. Or your next bank statement comes and you go, I don't need to open that. It's going in my drawer again. That's when you use your financial truth. Don't let your fears get the best of you. The tendency of fears are they keep coming back over and over again. For many of you in this room, there are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of being told you can't. It's going to need a lot of force for you to tell it yourself that you can. Once again, I want you to all take these truths that you've created here today or at home, and I want you to take them as your best friend. That when the fears start to creep back, I want you to repeat these truths. First thing when you get up in the morning, last thing at night, as you're driving in your car, as you're doing your laundry, you're having a conversation with somebody, you're not paying any attention to what they're saying, use that time to at least think about your truth and your life. Again, what you can have, what you will have, and what each and every one of you in this room and who is listening to this tape deserves to have. In closing, I want to remind you that your new truth is bigger than your fears, bigger than your credit card debt, bigger than your bank statements, and bigger than all your concerns about your future. Keep your new truths close to your heart. Keep them up front and center in your mind. Use them to counter your doubts. Believe in them with every cell of your being. By doing so, you will move closer to experiencing the pure joy of financial freedom. Let's move on now to step 4 of your journey, where I'll be teaching you simple steps to secure your family's future.